Hello, I'm Anita Daniel, DSOHR for District 8 Eastern Region. I was born in Troy, Ohio, and raised and still live outside of Covington, Ohio, just about an hour and a half north of where we are here in Cincinnati today. I have a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from Bowling Green State University here in Ohio. After just about 11 years with Sears, I lost my job due to some management reductions. I went back to school and obtained a certificate in medical coding. I work for a small local hospital as a coder, so I read medical charts and convert the information into alphanumerical diagnosis and procedure codes for billing to insurance. I enjoy camping and boating and hanging out with my family, and my husband and I and our two children are also all auxiliary members. I reached my 10-year anniversary with the auxiliary on March 29th. I have served 2.5 years as flotilla commander, and I'm currently the SOHR, SOIS, and SOPE for our division, and I'm also the flotilla staff officer for IS and PE. I'm also qualified as a vessel examiner and as an instructor. I joined the auxiliary because I was always at auxiliary functions anyway with my husband, who had been a member like 5 or 7 years before I joined. People already thought I was a member because I was at all the picnics and the activities, and I spent the day at our station up at Indian Lake at Moundwood anyway. One of my personal goals prior to COVID, we were teaching over 80 students a year in the ABS program, and unfortunately with some weather issues 2 years ago and then COVID in 2020, obviously that has decreased significantly, so we're trying to rebuild that program. So outside of HR, that's one of my goals as an auxiliarist for the year. There are no actual qualification or maintenance requirements to be an HR staff member. I do have to submit an application each year and be accepted by the district commodore and chief of staff. It's helpful to have knowledge of the requirements, the training requirements for your members, what it takes to go from like AP status to IQ and BQ status. Some general knowledge obviously about the auxiliary because you're going to be talking to new members and helping them decide where they want to go once they join the auxiliary. Some of the challenges we're seeing in the HR area in the auxiliary, continuing to recruit members that are going to be active. This has become even more of a challenge since we're not out in the public eye because of the pandemic. We're not out there doing those classes, the vessel safety checks, the public affairs events. Once we get those members in, it's important that we assign them an appropriate mentor to help them through the process of training and deciding what they want to become as an auxiliarist. I know that's difficult. We don't all have a lot of qualified members or members that are interested, but that's something we kind of need to work on grooming as mentors for our new members because it's an important part of the process. As part of that mentoring process, we still have a lot of members that remain in AP status even after they've been in the auxiliary for a year or two. I would like to see us at about 5% of membership in AP status because you're always going to have a few. Some folks that are new that haven't completed their training, or you have that one who's joined but they're just not going to do that training. You never see them. So you're going to have a few, but I would say 5% is a reasonable goal of membership that stays in AP status or is rotating through AP status. To move out of AP status, they need to have completed their core training, their basic Qual 2 courses, and have taken a safe boating course. All that stuff needs to be documented in their OXData training record. And if you have issues, certainly talk to your IS person or Deanne Rodenberg, DSO IS, and she'll help you out with that. Member roles in human resources. All members are recruiters. We are all representing the auxiliary as we go about our daily activities. We can mention membership to boat owners during vessel exams, customers and employees at our recreational boating visitations, to students taking public education courses. We have contact with potential members in our personal lives, church members, members of other organizations we are a part of. A lot of folks wear a hat, and you'll be out at Walmart and you get somebody stopping and ask you, what's that hat for? So be ready to give a little pitch, maybe have a flyer with you or a business card or something to talk to them about what the auxiliary is and give them some contact information. We all should always be recruiting. We are all also mentors to new members and established members looking to learn new things. Somebody could be in the auxiliary for a couple of years and they may want to move into a new program. So there's an opportunity to mentor somebody, even if they've been in the auxiliary for a while. There are a couple tools that have been created that are out on the Coast Guard Auxiliary main page to help get your members active. One of those is the Passport to Success, and the other is a new member involvement plan. The new member involvement plan is, I think it's about 6 pages, and I have the link here where you can find that out on the page. But it's just a list of qualifications, jobs in the auxiliary that correlate to different staff positions that maybe that person might be interested in doing. So it's something to sit down with your new members and go over and find out where their interests lie. The next item is called the Passport to Success. It's basically what you should give a new member. They can carry it around in their shirt pocket. Have they been given a new member handbook? Do they know their member number? Just some basic information and some things they can start going through as new members. Just a note to HR folks, the application for new membership was updated in April. And so you want to please make sure you're using the up-to-date form. It has the date of 04/21 in the upper corner. This is designed to be used as more of an active form. So for example, when you click in the box on that they have or had not had a security clearance, it will gray out the areas that do not apply in that instance. So filling that out on the computer is a little easier and a little more helpful. If that's something that you're interested in doing, you might want to try that, and you may find it an easier process to go through. The other item in the HR packet that was updated recently was the Coast Guard consent to membership to Coast Guard Auxiliary Association. That was updated back in September. Again, it's more of a PDF form. You can print it out if you like and fill it out, or you can complete it on the computer, and it's got the gray boxes for the required information. I am obviously in the directory with the email uscgaux.sois@gmail.com, or I can be reached by phone. Evenings and weekends are usually the best. I do work during the day. So just in summary, want to remember that every member is a recruiter, and every contact we have with non-members is a recruiting opportunity. Every flotilla needs more mentors, whether you mentor a new member or just help out a member with a new qualification. If you're willing to help out, let your staff officer or one of your elected officers know. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gerlindy Higginbotham, and I am the District Diversity and Inclusion Staff Officer. I live in Columbus, Ohio, and I have a master's degree from the Ohio State University, the John Glenn College of Public Affairs, and a bachelor's degree from Capital University in social work. I am a licensed social worker with over 30 years of experience working for both nonprofits and for-profit organizations. Presently, I work with a national organization, Summer Advantage USA, as a program coordinator for after-school programming. I'm also a professional photographer once COVID is over. I can get back to my career. My auxiliary biography, I've been a member of the Coast Guard Auxiliary since 1996, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. Some of my past qualifications and present qualifications are boat crew, and I'm presently an instructor. I also serve as the director of the National Training Directorate, and on the local level, I am the HR person and the finance person for our flotilla. Two of my proudest accomplishments was helping our district as diversity officer double our submissions for the NACO 3-Star Award for Excellence in Diversity in 2019, and being a part of the team to develop the 2015 inaugural basic qualification course. Now, the reason I'm here is to talk to you about district and our diversity team and our diversity goals. First, many of you have asked, what is diversity? Well, diversity is acceptance and respect, understanding that each individual is unique and that we recognize our individual differences, recognizing that we are inherently worth and we have dignity for all people. What is inclusion? Inclusion is involvement and giving people empowerment. So what I like to say is diversity is being invited to the party, and inclusion is being asked to dance at the party. As your diversity district officer, my tasks are to ensure that the strategic plan for managing diversity is carried out and works to drive diversity throughout our district. I promote the NACO 3-Star Award for Excellence in Diversity to all divisions and flotillas. I'm also responsible for conducting and coordinating district-level training in areas of diversity. I work with all the divisions and flotillas, hopefully to increase our diversity team to assist the district in outreach and recruiting. I also submit highlights of diversity information and best practices to our district chief of staff for use and implementation in any way he sees fit. I am very fortunate to have two district assistant diversity officers called ADSOs. They are Aaron Ayers, who's currently a flotilla commander in 1105, and Chris Jones, who is presently division commander in 11. They assist me with the promotion of the NACO 3-Star Award for Excellence in Diversity to all divisions and flotillas, and also in training. They also assist me in other areas, as I stated before in our previous slide. We also try to collect reports from our flotillas and our divisions. Now, what we've done to make it more easy for all of us to communicate with divisions and flotillas, because we are such a large area, we've divided the district up into areas of responsibilities so that we can communicate on a regular basis with our division and flotilla staff officers. Chris Jones communicates with divisions 5, 8, 11, and 24. Aaron Ayers communicates with divisions 4, 7, 12, and 16. And I communicate directly with 6, 1, 2, and 18. In this way, we feel that we can regularly communicate back and forth with divisions and flotillas, and then the ATSOs report back to me, and then I report up our chain of leadership. Now, our 2021 goals are two, but they're very important goals. One is to increase the number of FSOs and SOs in our district. Number two goal is to double our number of District NACO 3-star awards for excellence in diversity management from 10 to 20 for 2021. Now, of course, we always have the underlying goal of recruiting new members. Why do we have goal one? We need to increase our diversity team in our district. We have no division diversity officers in Division 2, 4, 6, 7, 16, and 24. So we need to really work hard, market this program, and try and recruit on the division level. Because without our middle layer, our flotilla division officers have no leadership. We also lack flotilla diversity officers in Divisions 2 and 24. There are only 2 divisions in our district that have a full complement of staff officers on the division level and on the flotilla level, and that's 5 and 11. So you see that we have a lot of work to do to try not only to recruit new members, but to recruit diversity staff officers on the flotilla and division level. I and my ATSOs will be contacting all the division commanders and the DCAPs, hopefully to see how we can help them market this program. The Auxiliary National Diversity Directorate's goal is to have diversity officers appointed nationally to every flotilla and every division within 2 years. So we want our district to be at the top of that by completing that goal before 2 years. Now, to help our diversity team, one of the messages that we are communicating to all divisions and flotillas, especially those that are smaller, is that many units have members that serve as more than one appointed officer. So while this is not optimum, we know that it is necessary for smaller units. Like my flotilla, we only have 12 members. So many of us are doubled up, like I'm the HR person and the finance person. What we are suggesting is that units can join PA with diversity, HR with diversity, as one officer. All 3 officers perform outreach and recruitment. So it would be a natural fit to double these offices until you can grow your flotillas and your divisions and have one person do one office. Now, on the other side of the coin, our missions have expanded. Now we support the Coast Guard administratively, logistically, with legal, health, faith-based missions, just to name a few. One of the reasons that we have a goal for diversity is that we must begin to reach out to new potential members. We're a global community in the United States. We need to reach out to the trades, which would be construction, electric, plumbing, all kind of trades, college students, graduate students, new Americans, LGBTQ, canoe and kayak associations, Rotary clubs, etc. There are many different associations and clubs at the local level that you can reach out to. During COVID, while we were in shutdown, I've been reaching out by phone call and by Zoom and attending many of their meetings to just market the Coast Guard Auxiliary and our recruitment efforts. And at all times, please remember that DV officers are also recruiters, so we can help recruit new members. Excuse me. Our second goal is to double the number of District NACO 3-star awards for excellence in diversity from 10 to 20. In 2019, nationally, we had 373 awards. District 8ER was awarded 10, and that's only 15% of our units. So we really need to increase that number. Here is a sample of the certificate that the flotillas receive. Now, because of COVID, this year there are 3 ways that you can fill out the form. And it's a 4-page form. And this afternoon, I'm meeting with the DCAPs and some of the division commanders, and I'll give a sample of the form to them. And we make it very easy for you to access this online. But here are some of the 3 ways. First, you can fill out the form choosing the normal method, which is to choose 4 of the 6 questions from all of the tasks and turn the form in after you get it reviewed and signed and send it directly up. Or you can fill out the application choosing 3 of 6 questions from each of the 4 programs. So the second option allows you that you don't have to do all the tasks. Realizing that we've been in shutdown across the nation, obviously we've not been able to go out in the community and do a lot of face-to-face public affairs events. So with this option, you're reduced, and some of this, you can narrow it in to just flotilla operations and phone calls and Zoom meetings. Your third option is to fill out the application choosing 3 of the 4 sections. Now this basically is saying you don't have to choose all the tasks, all you have to do is choose 3. But if you do this, then you have to answer 4 of the 6 questions in each section. But this does make it easier for us to submit. Now, all I did here was just give you a PDF vision of page 1 of the submission form. Aaron, Chris, and I will be contacting each and every division and flotilla to go into detail on how to complete this form or giving you tips and tools to complete the form. It's very easy, and most of these tasks we do anyway. We have our flotilla meetings. We reach out by phone to our members. We may have newsletters. We may have fellowship on Zoom. There's many things that we've been doing during COVID, which is thinking outside the box, which makes this submission very easy. Now, I wanted to make this, again, easy for you so you can get the submission form from the forms warehouse. And you see a sample there. And then once you get to that section, you go down to the Form 7064, NACO 3-Star Award for Excellence in Diversity, and click on the Acrobat symbol to your right, and that will open the form for you. Now remember, this is the confusing part for a lot of flotillas and divisions. We are submitting for the calendar year 2020, not for the calendar year 2021. So because of COVID, the National Directorate has extended or had extended the calendar year until March 31st of 2021 to allow us more time to complete the sections and tasks. So remember, once again, these activities are for 2020. But we must submit the applications by July 31st. Now, normally these awards would be given out at our national conference in August in Orlando. And I believe that they are going to follow that again this year if we're allowed to have a national conference. So far, that is in the works, but again, that depends on COVID. Now, you can fill this application out online, save it to your PC, your computer, as a PDF, and then you can print it out, read it. You can submit it to your commander, your division or flotilla commander for review. But here's another important point. It does not, this submission does not go up your local chain of leadership. Your chain of leadership is only reviewing it to make sure that you have completed it properly and that you are doing all the tasks that you needed to do and that you've done the task. You as a diversity officer, if you don't have a diversity officer, then your flotilla commander or division commander will submit this directly to the National NACO Tracy Schultz. And Chris and Aaron and I will make sure you have this email address, but it's here on this PowerPoint. The reason that you are submitting it directly to the National NACO for Diversity is that we do not want these submissions to get stuck at some point up the chain of leadership. We're all very busy, and sometimes our leadership gets busy, and they'll place it on the side of their desk, and there it will stay, and it doesn't get pushed up. So what the National Diversity Directorate has done is bypass that step, and you will send it directly to them. And they will do the final check and review to make sure that everything is kosher. Now, for more information, you can always contact me, and I've given you my email address here, and Chris and Aaron have that. You can also look me up in the Ox directory to get telephone number and email. You can also contact Chris Jones and Aaron Ayers, and their information as well as in the Ox directory. Also, you can go to the National Directorate webpage, and there's a lot of content there that you can read over. There's a mission statement, vision statement. It also gives you a link to some of the FEMA diversity courses, which I'll not go over today, but they are there, and they're free. And you do get a certificate at the end of the course. They're self-driven, self-paced, so you don't have to have a proctor. There's no exams. You just take the course and get a certificate at the end of it. And you may submit those to your IS officer, and those do go into your auxiliary record. In closing, I'd like to say that the auxiliary benefits from diversity and inclusion. We all have different experiences, skills, approaches, and talents, and perspectives, and these all benefit the auxiliary. We all come from different backgrounds, and our new members also bring a new perspective. So I wanted to thank you for listening, and again, my name is Gerlinde, and as I said, Chris and I and Aaron, we're always open to questions, comments, anything that you may want to add or suggest as a way for us to increase our diversity team. Please contact us. We're open to suggestions. So thank you very much, and have a great day.